Don't worry, I will tell you now. Like calculate table function, even the filter function takes the first argument as your table, okay? And the filter function, what it does is, a filter function is also an iterator function. You might be asking this question, right? The functions that ends with x, I told, those functions are called iterator function. How come? But the filter function, right? The filter is not ends with the x here. So how come you say it's an iterator function? This is an exception. The filter is an iterator function. Look, it is both a table function as well as an iterator function. Iterator function, okay? Whereas calculate table is not an iterator function, okay? That is also another difference, okay? The first argument, you need to specify the table name, which table you want to apply the filter, okay? And then you can use the Boolean filter, you can use it. So here, this is, for example, in this case, I want to find the total sales for the records or for the transactions where we made the sales amount more than 2,000. How this measure is getting evaluated is behind the scene, it creates the virtual table or subset of this data. And then see, it applies the filter, okay? It takes a subset of your fact sales table wherein the sales amount is more than 200. And then it applies the sum of sales on this subset of the data. This is how the filter function works. Okay, let me show you one example. Okay, another example. For example, here, look here. In this case, Bangalore sales data is there, right? I just select this one. I just copy this one. Instead of the calculate table, I'm going to use the filter function. That's all. And in this case, I go to the modeling ribbon. I'm going to click on the new table because filter function also returns a table. If you use the filter function as a standalone function, returns a table. Like calculate table, you can use a filter function as part of your calculate function also. Like calculate table function, you can use filter function also as part of your calculate, which I have shown it when I explained you about SumX function. Even in the case of SumX function, you can use filter. Okay, what I will do is here Bangalore sales data. This is calculated table. Here the filter table. Spelling mistake, filter. Okay. Press enter. I go to the data view and I'm going to click on the filter table. Where is that thing? Filter. Can we see it here? The filter table. Yes. Bangalore sales data, filter table. If you click on it, look here, filter table. So for this filtered, records, for the filter function, we can see the subset of the data related to Bangalore. So what is the difference between these two? Both of them are more or less same. But there are some difference between the calculate table and the filter function. So the filter function using which you can filter the tables or columns also. You can filter the tables or columns also, okay? And to create the subset of the data, okay? Whereas in the case of calculator, you can modify the filter context within the calculation. You can apply additional filters or you can alter the context for specific calculations. For example, you want to use the calculate table as part of your calculate function. The calculate table, what you are doing is you are using a filtering condition like, the location equal to location key. In that case, what will happen is you want to find out the total sales for the Bangalore location. And within a specific date range, if you want to find out, and you can use the calculate table function along with the calculate table. So that is an assignment. What I will do is that part I will take it up later, and you will get confused if I explain that at this moment. Please remember that using calculate table function, you can you can modify the filter context, you can add an additional context, okay, to an existing expression. Whereas in the case of filter function, it simply creates a subset of the data. It is not going to modify the context, okay? It is not going to add or modify the existing filter context, okay? That is the difference between filters. So I will give you with some solid example little later, okay? If I explain, you will get confused, okay? What is the difference between table filter expression and Boolean filter expression? This is what we did. Table filter expression filters the tables and return tables. The Boolean expression filters columns or returns true or false values for each row or data point. This is another interview question, okay? Remember that. Now, what is the difference between? See, we discussed about Boolean filter and table filter. Table filter is filter functions. What is the difference between filter and calculate table? That is what I discussed. The filter function, you can use it to filter the tables or columns also to create a subset of the data. Whereas the calculate table, you can use it to modify the filter context within a calculation. Okay, you can apply the additional filters or you can modify the context for specific calculation. That I will discuss it later. And all function we discussed already. Okay, as part of the calculate function, I explained about the all function and the all selected function and all except function. Okay, and the key filters, we'll take a look at it. Okay, just for the sake of recapping it. So yeah. I'll just go back here, go to the canvas view, report canvas view, and here I just explained you the calculate function, the all function, right? I just remove this to avoid any confusion. Look here, this is the data set. In this data set, if you see here, the data are coming from the sales W04 data set. Okay, when you select this visual, you can see automatically the tick mark found next to the tables, right? Which means in these tables, the columns were selected. Okay, fine. And this is a matrix. On the right side, you can see that in the rows, I have used the category column. So the office supplies, technology, these are the rows. And the columns, I did not use it anything. Whereas here I've used the various measures. I created various measures. Total, sales, calc, everything. Okay, before we proceed further, we will understand we need to follow certain best practices. So what do you mean by best practice? What kind of best practice we need to follow? Instead of creating the measures, going directly here, right? Modeling, click on new measure, click on new measure. That is fine. But we need to create, it is always good to create a dedicated table to hold all the measures in a single place, so that once you open your report file, and if you find any issues, if you want to do some kind of troubleshooting, or if you want to go and work with specific measures later point in time, once you open this report, and if you find, for example, in this case, I've created a dedicated table called sales analytics measure. In this table, I moved all the measures which I created as part of this. Hence, if I want to refer it back, what are the measures that I created at later point in time, it is pretty simple for me to go to this place, right? The measure table. How to create a measure table? For that, what you need to do is, you can create, 1 second, I'll just go to the data view. I think in the home ribbon, go to the data view. In the home ribbon, you will find something called enter data. Click on the enter data. And you will find something like this, column 1. Here, I just Simply I, leave it as it is, nothing. Look here at the bottom, you will find something called name, right? Here you need to specify a table name. This is going to be my measures table. This table is going to hold all the measures which I created as part of the report. I'm going to give some meaningful name. For this module, what I work is retail sales analytics measures. All this specific project module related measures, I'm going to move it to this newly created table. I'm going to click on load and the column 1, right? So at least you need to have one column to create a table. Column 1 is a dummy column. I just create the table now, apply changes. Retail sales analytics measures, creating connection model, loading data to model. Okay, let it be there. Like any files, when you upload it, it will become part of your model as well, right? The same way I clicked on the enter data and I gave some name for it. And then I have a dummy column by the name of column 1. The column 1, I did not specify any value. Look here, I just close calculate table measure. Can you all see it here, right? Yeah, this is the one. So what you need to hold the control key and then you in the mouse, you right in the middle, you have some runner. You just run this, towards the upper side, it will get zoomed. Okay, and in the mouse, right in the mouse, the runner will be there in the middle. Okay, if you move this forward, downward, it will get zoomed, and you can just move this up now. Remove, keep your hand aside now, and you can see the calculate table measures. Now, what was the table name? I gave it retail sales analytics. This is the one. Column 1 is there, right? And you can hide this column. Look here, next to this column 1, you will find some eye icon. You can click on it. It will be hidden, okay? Because this is not required for me, the column 1, okay? And I just go to the report view now. And then if you see here, what is the retail sales analytics table? Okay. What I will do is I will just that entire table was hidden. I just go here and we need to see here it got hidden, right? You need to click on this one. The table should be visible in the report canvas. Only this column should be any of that. We will do it there. Okay. Here it is selecting both the table name as well as the column name. And if you see here, this is the one I'm talking about, right? If you expand it, you can see the column 1 here. Click on the 3 dots here. And here you can click on the hide. So I don't want the column. The whole objective of creating this table is to, okay, it has hidden that one, right? Okay. Let me go back here. And okay. Better I will unhide. If I hide this column, it hides everything. Better I will remove the column, okay? You can go back to your canvas view. You can expand it and then you select this column 1. I think I did not select the column 1 here, right? And if I select hide, no, both of them are getting hidden. I somehow forgot this, okay? I just unhide it. Click on the eye icon one time, it will get, okay. Here what I do is, next to that one icon is, I don't know why they kept it here. So again, it is, okay, now the same issue, okay? Let me do one thing. I will just, next to that one eye icon is there. If I select, even this one also getting selected. Okay, what I will do is I just go here and canvas view and I just remove this column 1, okay? Delete from model. Won't delete column 1? Yes. My God, I don't know what is wrong with the latest version. I think something wrong with the latest version. The table itself got deleted. Okay, what I will look here in this case, if I expand it, and you can see all the things are there, right? Let me do one thing. I will recreate it one more time. Yeah, it shows measures too, right? That means it is already there. Let me just go and check it here. Okay, what is this? Retail sales analytics. 1 second. Let me hover the cursor here. It is 2. That means 1 is there already, right? Somewhere. Let me do one thing. Retail sales analytics. Okay, there is some, still it is holding it somewhere, it seems. I just make it measures. Let me see. Already used for a table. Choose a different name. Oh my God. Okay. It is there. Okay, let me do one thing. Here there is no option to, okay, let me do one thing. View as, okay, this is for view purpose, the row level security and all. There is no option to check this one, to check the table name and all, but you need to go to the retail sales analytics. Somewhere it got created, it is there. Anyhow, we will see that, we'll search it little later. At this moment, let us focus here, okay? And if I go back here, and then what I'll do is I'll just move the measures, whatever I created it. For example, I have created something called total sales measure. Okay, if you see here in the dim date, the measure, see these measures, got assigned to the dim date table. Actually, the date dimension should have only the date, month, year. But unfortunately, whatever the measures we created, right, it got scattered here and there. It is completely unacceptable. Select the measures, right? You select the measure. Look here, when you click on this total sales, it shows the total sales here. Can you all see it here? I'm talking about here, okay? Here, what you do is the home table, you click on it here, and then you need to use the retail sales analytics. Sales analytics measure table, okay? Now I assigned it, okay? And similarly, you need to select each and everything. This time I'm going to select the retail sales analytics SFO or something like that. I'm going to assign it to this table. Likewise, you need to move all these measures, whatever you created it, to that one. Okay, let me do one thing. And you can drag and drop also. But the drag and drop is possible, but simply you can select the measures. You can assign it to the appropriate table. Okay, in that case, there are no issues. Okay, fine. Look here, can you all see it here in the retail sales analytics? These measures got assigned. Okay, now what I will do is I will just click on cross here. I will close this one, and then probably I will collapse this one, and I'm going to expand this one. And but still it remains the icon should get changed to something like this. Okay, that is because of this column 1. Okay, I'm not able to delete this. Okay, let me do one thing. I'll just go back to the model view, and I just go over here and the column 1. Yeah, now it is working fine. After you move the measures to your dedicated table, right? You can hide the column 1. At least one column should be there in a table. Since you have already assigned these or moved these to measures to be part of this one, now you can hide this one. Now, if I go back to report view and look here, retail sales analytics, the icon got changed from table to calculator, which means this table is meant for to holding all the measures in it. With this, you can quickly identify this one is holding all the measures for your module, okay? And whatever the dim date, for example, here you have the dim date, you can see a lot of measures. You can also move this. You can just drag and drop this also here. It is not getting moved, or you can put it like this here also, you can put it. Or else simply you can select it here and you can go here and click on the, this is the best practice. Move all the measures that are are part of your report, right, under a dedicated table. Okay, this is how you can create a measures table. Okay, this measures table is a standalone table. You don't have to link with any other table. Okay, now let us understand what is the all except, or the all except. I'll just give you a quick overview about, or recap about what is